Hello everybody, welcome back to some repo tips and tricks on a solo run. We're on 4 extractions now. We just did level 5. We have this level 5 shop coming up that we can look at together. 4 extractions are just so nice. I love 4 extractions because you have a lot of options. You got some breathing room. See a lot of red, that's good. Might have some strength. Oh yes, first time we get 2 strength in the shop, and we haven't had a whole lot of money saved up for this, but luckily we don't need it because we got this going on. 5 strength. Now we're in, we can grab a lot of smaller enemies. We can pick everything up. Like, now we're feeling pretty good about it. A lot of people have been talking about, like, use drones and stuff like that more, and I totally get that. Feather drone is great to carry big items. Indestructible drone is awesome. I love that one too. Definitely worth getting drones. I don't mess with drones too often early on. Later on, I do. I grab drones later on because I have the money to kind of spend on it. But right now, I'm just spending money on any and all upgrades I can get. I don't think the return on investment is worth it to get the drones at the beginning. Because like indestructible drones, feather drones, that kind of thing, they pop up quite often throughout your run. So later on, when you have a little bit of money saved up, a little bit of health, you know, you got some strength, upgrades, things like that, maybe a weapon or two. It's nice to get a drone to accompany all that. But if I'm going to spend $30,000 or $25,000, depending on what kind of drone it is, and then all that just to get an item that's also worth around $30,000, you recover the cost, but then you have to remember you need to buy crystals to charge them, things like that. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense financially until later on, is just how I've always kind of felt about it and kind of played it. Health, this is going to be good. Now here's a crossroads thing. I'm going to leave the health right here. I can afford that health and that health, but it's not going to do a whole lot for me. So if I go up to 220, I'm 3 hits from any of the larger enemies now, like the robe, the hunter, that kind of thing. Going up to 240 will not make me any stronger or tougher against any of these enemies. A headman, if it happens to do a whole bunch of 50s to me, it won't change anything being at 240 versus being at 220. So it's still just going to be 1 extra hit, getting 1 box of health. So I might not get that health depending on what's over here. I don't need the reach for anything. Stamina is always good to have, though. So I am probably going to get 2 staminas. Yeah, and then I'm just going to leave this health off. I mean, it's good to have the health. It's good to get as much health as you can. But I think I'd rather just get the stamina because the stamina can help me in the now. And the health I'll just keep collecting as I go. The reach, I'm going to start buying these and just leaving them in the truck to manipulate the shop. But I think that's why we're getting so much luck right now, is because there's so much speed in the truck. And because I have 3 boxes of speed in there, I'm not getting speed popping up anymore. So I might just keep the speed off to the side here too. And it drains your stamina so fast that it's good to just kind of keep it off. Notice how they're kind of mixing around here. They're like, yo, take us, man. We're ready. Put us in, coach. Nah, speed, you can stay right there. So I'm manipulating my own shop right now, and it's working out pretty well. Hopefully we get a station map. I don't know why we haven't yet. There you go. Okay, cool. Perfect. Finally, you get to see the 4th level, the other level on this, you know, game. 4 extraction run. Be very careful. Once we get into the 4 extractions, if you tend to just run out the door, there's a lot of times going to be like a giant hole that could spawn in front of you, or all kinds of like really bad rooms. So just be very careful running out here. You want to test everything. You don't want to go running crazy out there. I've seen it where we've lost our cart because we go too far out. I've seen it where people just fall right off. I mean, it's terrifying. It is just instant vertigo. All right. These cars, you can check the back and you can check the sides as well. Sometimes there's items inside the cabin. We just have this little guy right here. So far, pretty chill run. 13,000 seems low, but for 4 quota, or 4 extraction quota, it's actually not too bad. You know, that's 13,000 4 times, as opposed to like if we were doing a 3 extraction run. So there's probably a good amount of stuff on here. And what I love about the extractions, and I've said this before, You get more options on where to put things, but you have a north, south, east, and west extraction. There's been so many times we're doing 3 extraction runs, particularly on this map too, where you'll be off on the side and there's just no extraction anywhere near you, but you have like 1 or 2 large items spawn there, and it sucks because, you know, then you have to take them all the way through the map to get to the other extractions that are on the other sides or front loaded or back loaded or wherever they are, you know. So having multiple extractions on, you know, multiple spots is very, very helpful and nice. I don't know if I checked in here or not. I probably did. Okay, cool. So far, not a whole lot going on. We might have to travel pretty far to bring anything back to the front. But yeah, here's a big whole room. I would love to see a big item at some point. Oh, there's an eye. Oh, man. That's about the last thing you want to see on a map like this. We got a peeper in a room with a hole. Yeah, that's not good, but like I say, we can use the cart. It's just going to scare me, too. That's the other thing. I don't like when it scares me. I'm going to walk crouched behind this, and hopefully that limits the chance of it seeing me, but also the way it's set up in the room will also limit the chance of it seeing you. Now that I'm over here, though, I kind of want it to see me. Yeah, there we go. So I can just go here and get rid of it. Man, that's tough. That is tough having a peeper on this map, because there's going to be even worse rooms with holes in them. Now, we have the strength now where I can actually pick that barrel up and put it in here, or I can hand carry it back. And it just depends on how you want to play it. If you want to do it safe, especially with the explosive barrel, if you bang it on stuff, sometimes it will blow up. If you have an indestructible drone on the barrel too, this is very important. If you have an indestructible drone on this barrel and you bang it around, it will not blow up, but it'll save all that energy. And then as soon as you take that indestructible drone off, it will explode all over the place. So be very careful about that. It is just not worth beating that thing around ever. Alright, we got a guitar as well. Now this makes noise when you touch the strings, or like you drop it or whatever. So be very careful about this one as well, because that guitar noise will actually drastically reduce that respawn timer as well. Yeah, all the musical instruments, for some reason, when you do that, they make the timer go down a lot. The saw on here really makes the timer go down too. That might be the item that makes the timer go down the fastest. Put that in here. There we go. Because we have 5 strength now, 4 strength is what you need to comfortably pick up a Slimer and slam it and win. You can pick up, I believe, 5. You can pick up maybe an alien. Not an alien. You can definitely pick up an alien, a hidden. The baby can be picked up. You can definitely pick up a lot of creatures with the with 4 strength. 5, I think you might be able to pick up an animal, but I think the animal's more comfortable with 7. So even if you can't slam it down on the ground, you can still kind of shake it into walls like this and do damage to them that way. So, you know, like picking them up and slamming them is the way you usually do damage to enemies with strength, but in a small hallway, or like, you know, next to like some chairs and tables and stuff, you can get some velocity and just kind of slam them side to side too. It helps a lot. Also, a new technique is to jump on top of a creature. So like the animal, if you stun it and you can't pick it up and slam it, you don't have any strength, if you use like a trank gun or something, you can just jump on it, especially with double jump, and you come down so hard on them that they take damage that way. A few different ways to get around that kind of stuff, but, you know, for the most part, the strength is going to help you more than anything. Just casually, carefully lift items instead of having to, you know, throw them around like I was doing in the first couple of levels. I guess not the first. The first level I was very gentle. The first level I like to do as perfect as possible, but after that I'm usually just slamming things around. It's like, alright, we're getting a good run here. Let's keep it moving. I also wasn't sure how far I would take this series because, like, REPO ticks? Okay, yeah, sure. Tips and tricks I absolutely love showing this game off and playing this game. But at the same time, once you get to 4 extraction runs, you know, it's kind of the same thing. Just how long you can survive after that. So there's not a whole lot of variation after you get to stage 4. Or, well, yeah, I guess stage 4 with 4 extractions. I think maybe there are 5 extraction runs at some point. I'm not sure, though. I've never gotten past level 27. And as far as I knew, that was 4 extraction was it. But I don't know for sure. We'll see. I mean, who knows? Yeah, I've could be all kinds of stuff I don't even know about repo yet. And there's definitely a lot of techniques that I know about that I can't actually do. The hunter leg sweep one is a great one. There's a few people that show you how to do it on YouTube. I am just not good at that kind of stuff. I just kind of avoid at all costs. What do we have on here? What's our enemy set? It's so quiet, you know? I haven't made any noise myself, so I'm guessing that's why we're all so quiet in here. Okay, so this is the last room I'm in. Is this an extraction here? It is. Okay, cool. So that's good. This is what I like about the 4 extractions. I feel like I have enough items in my possession now where I can start extracting. And we have the next extraction we found, so we are like, we're ahead of the game, basically. See these guys? I can just throw in that extraction, not overcrowd my cart, you know, that's already pretty crowded. Oh, gnomes. Okay. I'm glad we finally have some gnomes. I hate the gnomes. They're such a pain in the ass, but it's great that I can show you guys this. So the gnomes, if they see you first, they'll go after you only, lock onto you. They always spawn in bunches of 4, sometimes 8, but usually 4. So we've got 3 of them. We're missing 1. Somewhere there's going to be 1. Now, if they see you first, like I say, they'll lock onto you and try to attack you, which is what you want. You want them to come after you, especially solo. You don't want them to go after your cart, because then if they lock onto your cart, that is what they're going to go for. And there's so much to grab. Oh, the trudge. So much surface area on your cart to grab. It's hard to grab the gnomes out of the cart and everything like that. So you just got to be very careful with that. What I like to do when I know there's gnomes on the map, if the respawn timer's getting a little close and they might come back, I like to go into rooms, okay? I like to go into rooms first before I push the cart in there. Because if I walk into the room, the gnomes see me, they attack me. No problem. I'll just throw them off one by one, whatever. What's happening here? What the hell is going on? There's that cart glitch that I was talking about earlier. See, all the stuff jostles around, but for some reason, it also, like, stops the cart from moving. I don't know how that plate survived that. I know it took damage, but it should have just shattered being thrown out of the cart at that velocity. But anyway, like I was saying, the gnomes, if I walk into the room first, they'll see me, lock onto me. I can take them one by one, no problem. And if I walk by the cart, they'll keep locked onto me. They'll keep looking at me if they see me first. If I push the cart in first, the gnomes will see that and go after the cart first. So that's why I'm always really careful if I know gnomes are around. The thing I don't understand is they spawn in groups of 4. We saw 3 of them. I don't know where this last one is. And that glitch is so weird. That cart glitch is so weird, isn't it? It's just like, oh yeah, just randomly, you know, you're going to be held up by the freaking invisible wall there. It's because the items jostle around, and I don't think the cart really knows what's going on with it. So, like, that long piss jar that we had in there just worked its way under the ice block for some reason. Like, no reason at all. The ice block's just chilling there. And the piss jar somehow just kind of worked its way under there. And that was ridiculous, because then it just stopped me from moving as if there was a wall in front of me. I don't know. Weird stuff like that happens every now and then. You just got to kind of roll with the punches. You know, and it seems to be, like, map-specific. Okay. Dude, the fact that the trudge is still just chilling there drives me crazy. Like, come on. If he comes into this room, we can kind of loop him. Oh. So, like, if he comes in here, he can come this way, and I can go around. Or maybe he goes this way, and I go around. But a lot of times what he does is this. And this drives me crazy. He will come in here, stop, attack, or look at me, then turn around and go in there. Then I try to go in there, and he does the same thing again, but opposite. He'll turn around, stop, come back out at me. It's just so annoying. It's like, dude, get out of the way. That's the thing. The Trudge is... Oh, we got an up scream. But it's okay, because we have that strength, see? 4 strength, we can also kill an up scream. Now, notice what I just did there. I grabbed him, threw him down a couple of times, and then let him go. There's a couple reasons for that. If you hold on to an up scream or any enemy, they will break out of that. You can usually hit him, and then he'll be able to break free and come after you. If you hit him, drop him, he'll take that second damage, but also stay down, and you can grab him again. Hit him, drop him, grab him, hit him, drop him, grab him. Otherwise, the enemies will break out and go after you. It's so useful against the alien, because the alien will actually break out and just immediately start his attack phase. So you got to be careful about that. The only creature that stays, like, grabbed the whole time is the hunter. The hunter cannot break out of the, like, grab unless you have him kind of on the ground. So, like, with the hunter, it's interesting. If you have enough strength, you can grab him and just slam him and just keep slamming him. Or if he falls down the stairs, same deal. If you have like 4 strength or so, you can just grab him, slam him, keep doing it. He can't break out of that. The only one that can't actually break out of that. But if his head's on the ground and you have just a little bit of strength and you're only slamming his feet down, he will be able to eventually break out of that one. And you just got to be really careful. He doesn't start his attack phase immediately, though, so you have a little bit of grace with him. Just got to be very careful with all that. Now, this room is very tough. I hate this room more than I hate any of the giant hole rooms, because if a clown kicks you, if a frog hits you, if a hunter shoots you, you're stunned and you fall immediately into this and die. Like a giant hole room, you at least have a chance to maybe double jump your way out or whatever, but yeah, it's tough if you land in one of those rooms. But as you can see, we are on 4 extractions, and it's nice because I can now just keep on going through the level. And we have like this thing here. See, our extraction is behind us, so instead of having to hope that we have enough room for things up front in extractions, now we know we are kind of ahead of the game, or playing with house money here, because we have all that space back in that extraction. And we have tons of room to stage items in there. You know, we're not going to be rushing at the end to make sure everything gets put in its place. I just have to be really careful that I don't back up into this. The only, again, tough thing about this room is it's so hard to, like, stage items without accidentally walking into the, you know, the Baja Blast on the floor. Get in there, no damage. And that's the technique. See that? Like, I know I could have picked this up probably, but it's so nice to just be able to lift up the front and just drag it. You know, it's usually a 2-person job or like a, you know, strength job where you can just kind of bully it around the place. But to be as safe as possible, this is what I was talking about last time. Pick it up from the front and just slowly drag it. It doesn't really take a whole lot of damage from the back. If you tap the front of a lot of these larger items onto anything, they are more likely to take damage that way. So lifting it up from the front and pulling it is just a very nice way of almost ensuring every time that you're not going to damage it too much. Oh, there's a baby too. Good. This little guy is such pain. But we have this. So he's not that big a pain. Yeah, he will pick up any object. Also, if you try to ram him with an object, he will pick that thing up right out of your hands and hit you with it. He'll throw it at you. Does tons of damage. You don't ever think of the baby as being like that strong or that tough to beat, because he's just such like a, you know, a non-threatening looking thing. But man, he does tons of damage when he's throwing items at you. He wastes your money, all kinds of stuff like that, and you just don't think about it before it's too late. So I've been killed by a baby a couple of times and never even really gave it a thought. I was just like, ah, it's a stupid baby, whatever. But man, that thing will mess you up. This room I don't love because sometimes there's a lot of items up here and sometimes a lot of large items. This one wasn't too bad. What I like to do is just have the cart kind of right under this area. And if I knew what I was doing with the placement of that, you could drop it in. It was a crown. I like to test items with, like if there's a lot of items on there, kind of test with like a loser, like low value item like that. Stupid freaking crown. However, that was just on me. Like I knew where the cart was too, and I just overshot it. Just some stuff to practice. Just some stuff to practice. Oh, there's a trudge. Clown bomb won't kill the trudge. It'll do a lot of damage to him, but it won't do all the damage to him. Okay. The only thing I was thinking there is, like, maybe the trudge could be blown into the hole there, which would have been nice, but I think that was kind of wishful thinking. Here's an interesting thing. So we have that extraction there, which is nice. We can keep on going and bring the cart back. Oh, it's Stabitha? Oh, no, okay. We could actually clown bomb her. She saw me. So I'm just going to duck into this room while I set up the clown bomb. Damn. Okay. Somehow he saw me through the wall. So he can't really kill you or damage you through the wall anymore like he used to be able to. But he can still kind of see you through some walls, which is really annoying. Oh man, I thought for a second he was going to go start destroying my cart. If you leave the cart in his way, he will just start destroying it. And he obliterates your cart. I mean, it has no chance. I'm really hoping that Stabitha's still there, because I'd love to kill her with the clown bomb. She has a great orb. Usually around like $5,000 to $7,000. They lowered the value in all the orbs, but now you can have more than 10 orbs out at a time. So if you're on a higher level and you're just farming orbs, you don't have to worry about that 10 total limit anymore. Because used to be, if you had 10 orbs out, the oldest one would blow up. Now, you can have more than 10 orbs. You can still only get 3 orbs per enemy, though. So if you're farming orbs, just remember that. They will stop spawning out of enemies soon. Gotta be careful with the clown bomb, though, because if it's too close to your cart, it will do major damage to everything. Unfortunately, I think she's gone. Ooh, okay. So here's that. Now, this is interesting, y'all. We have the vase here. Oh, there's the gnome that I've been missing forever. I guess they all spawned again. Interesting. Alright. We got a piss jar. We got a big server. Okay, yeah. So, here's where we're getting into a little bit of an issue. We have a lot of, you know, areas to extract, but we also have a lot of large objects. So, usually not a problem because we still have 3 open extractions, 3 nice clean extractions to go. Man, the clown bomb right now would be nice. I'm just going to move this out of the way so it's safe. I don't know where Stabitha is. Because, dude, Trudge would have just destroyed this thing in like 2 hits. Yeah, I don't know where Stabitha is because she would have... Like, how would Trudge not despawn, but she would, you know? And self-preservation, again, fight or flight. Like, you know, it's great to, like, have items without damage and everything like that, but sometimes you just gotta bring them, you know? Sometimes you just gotta move them out of the way. What I was saying, though, is... it's nice that we have all these extractions. However, they have stairs. All these extractions have had stairs by them, these last 2. So, as great as it is that we have the extractions, we have to remember that, like, some of these objects aren't going to be super easy to bring up the stairs and have a lot of area to stage them in. Damn, it is taking a lot of damage. Okay, so this is also what I'm saying with the pull technique. Like, here we go. We're pulling it. It's not going to take damage from the front, but if I jam it up against the side of something, then it will take a lot of damage. And I'm moving pretty fast, too, so... Like, see how it didn't take damage there? It's because I slowly brought it in. But I was moving so fast that it's going to take damage regardless from the sides. Still, though, you can move pretty quick from the front there, and it won't take as much damage. I just have to be really careful in here. $17,000. It hasn't... Oh, my God. See... I'm telling you, things take damage in this game for no reason. And I wasn't lifting it up from the front, but I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. Because this thing is just so unruly when it comes to getting it into an extraction safely. Is it gonna... Yeah, okay, there we go. We're good on the top. Alright. And we have so much in here already that I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the cart into. So I think what I'm going to do is just pull this guy in here. Bring our sack in. And then just let that go. We'll come back for the sack. There's the eye. Oh, there's the upscream too. Excellent. Yeah, just let him go. He can't break free now. Slam him down. Oh. I didn't get him in time, but we can still recover pretty easily from that. Yeah, see, it's so much easier than trying to just fight with him. Alright, and I want to just make sure that I roll the cart on over. Now, I'm taking a little bit of a risk here, unfortunately. I have to take this risk because the cart is kind of full and it's got orbs in it. I know the sack would probably fit in here pretty well, but it might jostle things around, orbs go flying, that kind of thing. So I'm going to take the cart and put it off to one side or the other. This side is nice, so when I bring stuff back, I'll just take these stairs each time, and I'll know that's not in my way. We have that big computer still. Now we can bring it into this one or the other one. The other one's kind of, it's upstairs and it's also around a corner to get to the extraction, so it's a little tougher. That vase and the money sack we need to bring up here though too, so quite a few things we have to stage and bring around. 4 extractions, like I say, there's a lot more money involved, but you have a lot more options and a lot more things you can do with it. Alright, so we got gnomes, an eye, we have an upscream, and we have a trudge and a Stabitha. So the eye is nothing. You can kill the eye if you have a gun, or you can tumble launch into it if the room is low enough. But it's just not worth messing around usually too much. And sometimes the orb will spawn in like different rooms because of that, since it's kind of like embedded in the ceiling. The gnomes, of course, don't give you anything. They're just a nuisance. So the upscream is really the only orb we can farm, unless we use a clown bomb on the Stabitha. Trudge is kind of out of the question. He's just too strong. Alright, so we're going to get this money sack, and what I think we can do here, y'all, we'll bring this upstairs, and since it's just right here, sorry, let me put this on the ground. I think we can put an orb, possibly, in the extraction, like that. The money sack can just sit kind of flat up here, and hopefully it won't jostle too much around. Although it's kind of jostling some stuff now, but I think we're okay for the most part. Now the vase we can also put in here. Stage that thing. We also have this, which is pretty big. I didn't finish looting this room at all either. You know, too much was going on, so we might have items in here. No, luckily we don't. Oh, there's 2 things in here. What the hell else is in here? Oh, the trophy. Okay. That can just go in the cart. But, yeah, the vase. I want to get some of these in here. Although, we only have one other room, so a lot of these objects are kind of like done being looked at, you know, for the most part. Or these rooms have been done being looted. Yeah, there's probably not a whole lot out here. 2 items. That's actually, you know, 2 smaller items, but, you know, it's not bad for this room. Usually there's not really anything out here. Just got to make sure there's not any giant items lying around here. Yeah, okay. So, good. What we'll do is try to get the computer and the vase up into that one extraction. Oh. Farm another orb. Like I said, they can only give you 3 orbs total. So we're on 2 with the upscream and 2 with the baby. And we're not going to find many more after we kill another one. Looks like the respawn timers... Oh my god, this trudge, dude. Looks like the respawn timers are kind of going down. So they're spawning a little faster. The longer you stay in the maps, the quicker things tend to respawn. We'll just bring this right on into the extraction. Just make sure this bag... It looks like it's shimmying off to the side every time I go up here. Just a little more and a little more, you know? Alright. So, yeah. See, stuff's just moving around in here for no reason at all. I'm so sick of that happening. The vase might have to go into the next extraction then, because I really want to get this computer just kind of out of the way. Especially with that trudge walking around. If we have a free moment, like a little breathing room, with that trudge walking around, we take advantage of it. Like I say, he's not a horrible enemy to have to face. He's just in the way. You know, it's so funny. I hardly ever talk about how he does so much damage to you also, because it's just so easy to get away from him. You can tell he's coming because the ground's shaking. You know, you see that red stuff if he's in another room when he's dragging his deal. Alright. Just be careful with this guy. Doing our little, you know, lift up at the front dragging technique. I just hate bringing these things up the stairs. They're so hard to maneuver up the stairs. And I guess really, if you think about it, bringing this one up this set of stairs and having to go around the corner, it's not really that much different. It might even be easier to bring it up the other set of stairs, but, you know, we're here now. And I believe 5 strength is enough to lift it up, actually. Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. So that's what the goal is here. Use your reach and your strength to just lift it up, and I want to set it down, okay, before I put it in the extraction, because it will go. Yeah, the extraction will go. I'm kind of thinking I might grab that vase now, too, actually, even. See, we have enough space where everything's staged nicely. It's like, why not, right? I mean, this is 5,800, so it's a cheaper vase. I don't want to lose that money, but, you know. Or 5,900, I can't tell. But if I do, you know, big deal. This run was so great so far, especially with all the orbs we've been getting. Okay, so this is enough to push the extraction total, I think. Ooh, no, it's not. Okay, so look at that. We actually have a luxury here where we can just easily pull this in, push that in, and I'll tell you what, I'm pushing my luck here, but we might even be able to just throw this thing on top. This big-ass thing. Yeah, why not, right? I mean, that's the thing about these 4 extraction runs. Like, if you have the option to do all this stuff, like, you can do it, and then it just makes the last extraction that much easier, but there's always so much stuff on these runs that, you know, say I don't get to put this in there in time, big deal. You know, I'll just throw it on the cart and take it to the next one, no problem. All right, let's go. That can just roll right in there easy. This cart is very important we get that in there. Look at that, no problem. And then just drop that in. If there's ever not enough room, you can always also just hold the item up in the extraction with your reach. Just don't get sucked in, you know? Don't stand too close, no problem. Look at that. That's a $76,000 sack right there, dude. And we don't have that much more, you know, money on the map, but that's okay. I know it was kind of overkill putting all that stuff in there, but, you know, if you can do it, why not, right? Make the last extraction as easy as possible on you. Put that trophy in there. I'm so invested now, too. Like, this is tips and tricks and just what I thought process and everything like that, but I can't wait to see what I get in the next shop. Oh, no. Don't do that. Piss jars seem to just want to roll all over the place for some reason. That trudge, man, he has been sweating me this whole time. Just so obnoxious. It's like, dude, leave me alone, man. Alright, there we go. Get that thing ready. Also, if any of y'all are playing along, maybe in a playlist or something, let me know how your runs are going. If any of this stuff actually helps or not, or, you know, whatever. Maybe it's just nice to hear me babble the whole time. I don't know, but I just hope y'all are having a good time and you're enjoying yourselves in your games. Alright, we got 2 items in there and a trudge that is just in the way. He turned around, I think. He's going to get under this thing. Hopefully let him pass by. Oh, yeah. God, he is so annoying. Because he's just everywhere you are. He's just a roadblock, you know. He's just in your way. He's just a hurdle. I love how this series started. It was like 17-minute videos, 20-minute videos. Now it's like 35 to 40-minute videos. That's how it goes, though, man. Like I say, I am not. I try to maximize what I get every run, and there's different ways you can play this game, of course, where you can, you know, you can go for just speed, get through it. I might do like a speed run on this sometimes too, because I actually really, like, I love playing this game in any way. Oh wow, the eye is in here. He was, bro. Isn't that crazy? I was literally just in this room and the eye spawned here. Once the eye starts going away, too, this is actually pretty important. Once the eye starts going away, it's safe to go in there again, but if you catch him a little too early before he fully, like, starts shrinking down and closing, he'll just re-look at you. So if you have any friends that want to go in after or whatever, it'll just pick the next person that's in there. You know? Or if you go in too early, it'll pick the next person. I should have probably got my stamina back before I pushed that extraction. The enemies aren't too dangerous, though. Like, the upscream is going to be kind of a problem if I get caught by him. Stabitha's always a problem, but Trudge isn't that big a deal. You know, if I get caught by the eye, stamina doesn't matter one bit. Gnomes aren't going to do really anything to me. You know. See, now I have all my stamina back. There's Trudge, so I'm going to run past him real quick so he doesn't become a problem. The baby doesn't matter at all. Like, not even a little bit. We'll run into Stabitha eventually. There's the upscream. Let's just run past him real quick. Like I say, I'm not really worried about any of these guys. Just worried about the Reaper. And she should be around here somewhere. Get out of here. She's pretty quiet, too. Like, lately she's been pretty damn quiet. I gotta make sure there's no eyes above me, also. Get out of here. These guys are more... Oh. Upscream is back. We had a fan up there I missed, but it's just not a big deal at all. Yeah, Upscream was trying to catch me in that room. That room would have been tough. A big hole and he stuns you into the hole. Yeah, that's real brutal. Oh, man. Alright, well, that's a 4 extraction for you. Looking pretty good. $131,000. So now we're at the point where if we are extracting as much as we can from all these areas, then the shop is pretty much just our thing to play with totally. But, you know, we'll see what we have in the shop next time. Y'all pick this up. Again, if you have any questions, tips, and tricks are always something I like to go over. And I'm going to probably be releasing this and recording this around the same time, so it'll be more real-time than usual. You can always stop by the stream and ask or talk about Repo 2. Do not be shy. I love talking to anybody, anytime, so please feel free to come on in. on the YouTube or the Twitch streams. I usually do them at separate times too, so, you know, like I say, don't worry about jumping in at the wrong time or anything like that. You're always welcome. But yeah, love you all. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.